we brought you down to London because today is a very big day for lawyer Nick Freeman. Nick's from Nottingham and he's the man the rich and famous turn to when they're in trouble. Right now in court he's defending Caprice, who's been charged with drink driving. In a moment she'll be finding out her fate in a case that's not exactly gone according to plan. But behind the headlines I found out that the real Mr. Loophole loves to win but lives in fear of failure. How did it go?
The case is going to be it's being adjourned until 22nd of August in the afternoon, so we haven't finished the case yet. I don't want to predict anything. There's a lot of work to do now, and we just have to wait and see what happens.
Every day you win or lose. If you win, you get the adrenaline rush, you feel great. If you lose, you feel horrendous.
Nick Freeman is now almost as famous as the clients he defends. He's the man the papers call Mr. Loophole, and his career began in Nottingham.
The building on the right is the Guildhall, and that's where I spent my time in the summer holidays sitting as an assistant court clerk. It gave me a fantastic insight into what happened, and I have to say, watching it, I thought this isn't actually that difficult.
Success certainly seems to have come easily, and it's been helped by a long list of big names. It's a real rogues gallery, actually, isn't it, in this room? You know, it's your reputation on these walls, your successes and victories.
Well, I've been very, very lucky to have the opportunity of defending so many celebrities. I've been extremely fortunate, and of course when you get these opportunities, if you are fortunate enough to be asked by Sir Alex Ferguson to defend you, or David Beckham, or whoever, and you do the case and you do it well and you happen to get a result, well then of course it gives you an advantage, it gives you a kick-start.
What was it like defending David Beckham?
It was exciting, interesting case. I argued that he was suffering from duress of circumstance. So in other words, what I said was that he was being chased by the paparazzi, and the driving of this particular paparazzi was such that it caused David to feel that he was in fear of death or serious injury.
Sir Alex Ferguson was the case that really propelled you into the limelight, wasn't it? And it helped to make you famous, really.
Yes, it was one of the first ones, I would say, yes.
And in that case, he was apparently caught speeding, allegedly caught driving up the hard shoulder of a motorway, right. And you got him off by saying he was desperate to go to the loo, is that right?
That's right.
A lot of them describe you as Mr. Loophole. Most of the papers, the headlines, Mr. Loophole this and that. How do you feel about that?
It's not a nickname that I particularly enjoy. I don't actually think it reflects what I do, because all lawyers obviously rely on the law. That's what they're there to do. They're lawyers.
But you do find the loopholes, don't you? That's how you get them off.
It's an oversimplification to say that's how I get them off. There are certain cases where I exploit a legal loophole, but this name's stuck and I don't think I can remove it. So I have to accept it.
In fact, he's now accepted it so much he's taking a patent out on the name so no one else can use it. The loopholes he has exploited have helped dozens of drink drivers off lengthy bans. So just how does he justify defending them?
It's an offence that simply shouldn't happen. I think people have no idea that when they're at the legal limit, the chances of them having an accident increase fourfold. People just do not understand what can happen when you have alcohol or drugs in your system.
But you get drink drivers off drink driving
all the
charges.
time. Not that I make a living out of it.
But how does that fit with...
A contradiction with my professional duties and my own moral beliefs.
You're defending Caprice, another celebrity client. How difficult a case is that going to be for you?
Extremely difficult. She's high profile for whatever reason. The case will inevitably attract a lot of media attention.
You have had an incredible run of successes though, and you very rarely lose. So when you're going through that incredible run of success, which you say surprises you,
It astonishes me. It astonishes me.
You must think they can't touch me. You know,
No.
I'm on a run here.
No, I never think that at all. Absolutely not. Completely the opposite. I keep thinking, how on earth can this continue?
Are you frightened of failing?
Yes, very much so. I think that's what drives me on. I just don't want to fail. So I give everything my best to try and avoid that situation.
Despite his obvious caution, playing to win is what Nick Freeman does in and out of the courtroom. Even on home turf at his favourite golf course, it's game on.
It's the ninth hole, it's par 5, about 530 yards. That means you're supposed to knock it on in 3, 2 putts ideally. You know, drive 5-iron, drive 6-iron should be, if you hit the ball reasonably well.
You don't play golf to relax really, do you? You play to win.
I play to win, but the two aren't necessarily incompatible, are they? It's both. But it's a great game. I'm probably more relaxed in the court actually than on the golf course.
Really?
Yeah, because golf's a game of great mental strength. And if you're under pressure and you lose your concentration or don't concentrate or focus properly for a shot, you fluff the shot and it can have dire consequences. In court, you fluff a line, fluff a word, it doesn't really matter, does it? You say, I'm sorry, I meant this.
And Woollerton Park Golf Club has special memories for you, doesn't it?
Well, my grandfather started playing here in, I think, about 1940s. And my dad was captain in 1968, which was the year I first started playing. I was about 12 then.
Do you like coming back here?
I love it. Fantastic. Wonderful place. Absolutely. Very, very many happy memories here.
So Caprice then, win or lose?
I can never say for certain which. I never try and preempt a result. Just have to wait and see. I'm waiting for one or two things to happen, and dependent upon those things will either increase or decrease my chances.
So the jury's still out on Caprice, but on the night before the trial, there's just time to reflect on what might happen.
I'm tired and stressed, but quite excited. I always feel sort of slightly cautious and negative beforehand. But that, I suppose, is because you try and prepare yourself for the worst, but you hope for the best. Briefly, my argument is that my client was taking a drug called Cipro, which is a tablet that's taken for cystitis. And what this tablet does is it affects the way alcohol metabolizes. So, in other words, you have a drink of wine and you take this drug, that amount of wine will stay in your system much longer than if you didn't take it. Now, the relevance to this case is quite simply, she's had an amount to drink. If she hadn't taken the drug, she'd have been under the limit at which they prosecute. Because of the drug, she's over the limit. She's going to have the ordeal of having the matter, I imagine, paraded in the tabloids and possibly on television tomorrow. That's the price you pay for enjoying a well-recognised face. The odds have to be stacked against because it's a unique argument, because she's close to the limit, and because there will be a public outcry if she's acquitted.
With all eyes on them, the wait is finally over. Nick has lost, and Caprice is banned from driving for 12 months.
I had to disclose a lot of personal information, and for me, it was a really painful experience. But at the end of the day, I respect the decision of the judge, and hopefully people will learn from my regretful experience. Don't drink and drive. That's all I have to say.
I've lost, I'm disappointed, but I'll carry on, don't worry.
You're not used to losing though.
I try not to make a habit of it, no. But you know, every case is different. This was always going to be an uphill battle because of the argument and because of who it is. So I'm realistic about it. I'm realistic about my expectations.
Any regrets in taking it on?
Absolutely none at all. Absolutely none at all. And I'd be happy to argue it again. I believe what she says, and I'd be very happy to argue it again.